everybody, this is Michelle Rushing with Stampin' Butterfly. I'm excited to join you today with some tips and tricks for the Pop-Up Pals card kit. So it's this guy. Actually, let's swap it. There you go. Now you can see me a little bit better. So this kit today we're going to take a look at. It is actually on sale in the month of August, but it has some cute pop-up cards, and I thought I'd share some fun ways to put that together and some tips and tricks, because it could be a little confusing the first time you take a look at it. All right, so here's the completed cards, and I feel like my camera is a little dull. Let me see if we can change the brightness a little bit better. Nope. Okay, well, hopefully you guys can see it. All right, so this is the unicorn card. Now they show the whole front of it flat, and if you can see, I decided to use my dimensionals and pop it up. And then it has a super cute unicorn that pops up. Then there's It's Your Birthday, Go Bananas. And again, all the fronts of these, they show them as flat because you have to mail them and they're a little bit thick with the pop-up pieces, but I went ahead and put dimensionals on some of these anyway. And then your monkey is there. You're My Best Friend with the kitty and the dog. And then there they are on the rug. And Your Dynamite. So everybody's got a kid who loves the dinosaurs. So how super cute are they? And the card bases are adorable. There's no stamping involved. It is just assembling. So let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, there's some envelopes that come with these. All the envelopes are the same. Let me grab them out real quick so you can see what they look like. So they have this cute little squiggler on it. And you just fold it over. So that's your little pattern envelope for each of your cards. Now you also want to make sure when you're making them that there's not too much hanging out when you do your pieces on the inside, so they can still fit in your envelope. So we'll talk about some of those as well. They come with some instructions. Let's take a look. I wrote some helpful tips in here for myself as well. So when you take a look here, they give you which pieces go to which card along here, and then they do a step-by-step. Now, they give you some tear tape because you want to make sure you're holding it nice and tight, since it is going to have a lot of movement in it. So you don't want to use anything that's not a super strong adhesive. And then they have these little dotted lines here. So there's like a red dotted line, the triangle goes up, and then I think it's green or black, and the triangle goes down. So that to tell you which way you fold your crease, if it's up or down. And then it walks through, and I have a couple helpful hints, so we'll kind of go through. We may not stick every card together, but I'll give you some ideas on how to fold your card. So let's take a look. I guess we'll do the monkey first. So I have him already popped out. And you've also got other languages, so if you have some friends in other countries or family members, you can do that. So we're going to go with English. It's Your Birthday, Go Bananas. And then we need, let's see, his banana card. Where did I put his base? Oh, here it is. It's hidden. There it is. Okay, so let's put these guys back here. These are all the other card bases. We're going to move those aside. We need our tear tape. So let's go ahead and do that. Take that guy out. I don't always tear. Sometimes I'll cut. So I've got some scissors. And there should be some panels. Okay, so there's some little front card panels as well that we're going to use. So we're going to go with Monkey Guy. And we're going to just fold on the score. We're going to use our bone folder to crease it. Now they show you gluing everything flat, but like I said, I kind of like the dimensionals on it. So I will probably use my dimensionals. I have lots of them. So let's see, the card kind of shows the sentiment right in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll put the sentiment on. And put that in the middle. Ooh, that's really crooked. We want to kind of center it in the center. All right, there we go. And then I think we'll do the dimensionals on this piece too. The last card I did not. So your kit comes with one of each of these. I know we're used to multiples, but the price point is also cheaper on this one. So you'll find the prices online, and the links to my store are in there in the description. And if you have questions or need some help when you get your kit home, let me know. Hopefully this video will help you out. Okay, so now, this is the one thing I forgot to tell you. So you want to, I didn't bring my tool. All right, I'll have to fix that later. Don't do what I do. Okay, so first tip, make sure you open the card. It looks the same on both sides, but the tabs you glue the monkey on are down here. So you want to make sure that this is at the bottom. All right, so tip number one, I'll have to tear that off later and figure out what to do with my poor monkey. Okay, tip number two, when you're folding your monkey, you want to make sure all his arms fit inside the card. So before you glue it down, make sure there aren't pieces hanging out. So you want to make sure you do that. All right, so I think the next card, I better leave it open and double check before we do some gluing. So first you want to do all your folding on the score marks. And this one, you want to fold his neck, right? So you want to make sure that kind of folds in. So he's going to go like that. And then this piece here is a fold up. So you gently have to fold that one and that one. Keep this one raised there. And then you fold down your tabs. And we're going to put our tear tape on the tabs. So let's grab some of that. And put the tear tape on there. And then you want to make sure you burnish it well so the tear tape sticks, and you peel off the sides. All right, so now we want to make sure we fold these back. And these are going to get glued onto the tabs here. So you can kind of line them up. And then you'll do this guy. And you want to make sure that all your creases are working too. So like when I did that, my little crease over here and here, you want to make sure he's folded. And then you fold this up. And when you do it, you may not be exactly on the line like the image. You want to make sure you have clearance, right? So that your card will close. And of course mine's upside down. So then you've got your little monkey folding and his little hands. All right, so this is the do not do. So we're gonna have to gently peel this off and make sure all his stuff is going on here. All right. So we want to put it in at an angle just a little bit. So we got to go, his crease is not working. That's what it is. See there, this has to come up. So make sure this is going up before you glue it down. Okay. So let's pull these tabs back out, and you may want to fold the monkey. And then you can put his tabs right there. Okay, now we fit in the card. That's a plus. You can fold it over this way. So now we know he fits. Now, of course, that was the tricky part right there. You have to make sure that is coming out or his little hands don't fit in the card. Like I said, I'll have to go peel this guy off later. Maybe put some gems on there. All right, there's card number one. Maybe we should pick something easier. Is the dog easier? I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, we'll take the dog. And let's see, he has this cute little background. Let's read all of the instructions. I have, let's see. I think we should do the dog, then the cat. We have to make sure it lines up in the fold. All right, well, let's go ahead and we'll just go ahead and glue this one flat. So we're gonna look there, put a little glue, and they give you tear tape, so you can use the tear tape too if you want, but liquid glue is a little faster. And then we're going to grab our sentiment. You're my best friend. Maybe we should just pull them all out while we're here. Your dynamite for the dinosaur. And magical birthday. Ooh, wait till we get to that unicorn. He's a little bit of a challenge sometimes. Okay, so you're my best friend. I'll grab some dimensionals. So you'll have to let me know if you have this kit and if how you did putting it together. All right, so we could change it up, like we could put it on this side. Ooh, changed it a little. All right, so luckily this one had two different sides, so I have the front and the back correct. So now the next piece you want to make sure you get correct. Let's see, where's all the little dog pieces? All right, so we need the dog and cat popped out. And we need the kitty. We're going to fold on the scores, so we'll double check the directions. So kitty's going to get folded down, and then the red goes up, so that one gets folded up. And that looks like my sample, so whew, that's good so far. All right, now this one, let's look at the directions. This one is red, so it gets folded up, and this one as well. We can give them a little burnishing if we want. We'll double check. And then this one is folded down. You see how that goes. All right, and then it's going to go here. Now they've got these little tab pieces right there, so you want to take a look at those. And what I was saying before is you want to make sure that this crease lines up in the center of your card. You see how that is? Because if his neck isn't in the right place, then your card isn't going to fold. So that is the tricky part of that. So let's put our tear tape on, and then we'll maneuver it a little bit more. Okay. So put some of that on there. And we can just put it straight on. That way we know the length a little better. Kitty's going to need some tear tape down here, so we may as well just do all the tear tape while we're here. All right. And super sticky, so that's good. Hold your card together. And you want to make sure you kind of don't hang over the edges, so you kind of want to curl it in. All right, so let's finish testing where we want this card to go. So you want to make sure that it is going to line up, right? So you're going to test it right there and then see how it goes. So when you look at this card, you can see it's just a little bit off from there. So you'll want to aim for that. So that looks good, and then that looks good because he's going to go right about there. Okay, I think that looks like the pivotal piece. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. This might be like the what not to do video instead of tips and tricks. So right, that seems good. You don't want to push too hard because it gives you a chance to work a little bit with it. All right. So we're going to go with that guy. I'm going to maneuver him a little more forward. There's his foot, and there's his foot. Looks like they're lined up pretty good. We're going to move this one. That looks pretty good. We're going to test it again. Look at our little line right there. And then you're going to fold it and crease it. And then you can open it back up. And that's lined up pretty well. Now we're going to do the same thing with the kitty. We're going to tear the tape off of that guy. And he goes this direction. So use that tab and that tab. So you want to make sure they get down a little bit. And then he folds in, so you'll see how he goes like this. And then when you fold it, it goes down. So it'll go down, and then he's back up. All right, so what do you think of that one? Isn't that one cute too? The kids are gonna love these. All right. And then once you've got them down and you like where they're placed, then you can give them a good rub to make it stick well. All right, that's 2 cards. And if you had some gems in your crafty stash, you could do those too. All right, dinosaur is next up. All right, so that one has this. We're going to put some dimensionals on our sentiment. Let me know if you have any questions along the way. I can try to answer them. All right, I'm going to put that there. And then we need the green leafy card base. All right, so it looks the same on the front and back. Let's make sure we have this one going the right way. Okay, that's the dinosaur head. I think we're in business, right? Okay, sweet. Let's put the card front on the correct side. Some more dimensionals. You know me, I like my dimensionals. So we're going to just keep cruising with these guys. All right. Too funny. I can't believe I did that one totally upside down. I used the little spatula tool. I don't think I brought my take your pick tool over here. All right, well, if I had that, I could have used the little spatula end. So, all right. That's the easy part. Let's see what we got for the inside. So we have a little horn. And we need dinosaur pieces. So we are pulling those apart and these apart. My box seems to be in the way of my hand sometimes. Maybe I'll move that. Turn that part off. Okay, so those are our 3 pieces. Let's open the card. All right, so there's a little slot here for his little horn. We're going to flip over to our instructions. And I left myself some notes. Let's see if they help us. Okay, so we're going to fold our pieces first. So let's work on this guy. So our red goes up, right? Red goes up and up like that. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera. There we go. Now you guys can see better. I think it's a little brighter on that view too for some reason. Okay, so that is the bottom of his mouth. So that's going to be down here. Then we have the horn. So we're going to fold that up like that. And then his face, let's see. There is a score mark here too, and that is the red score, so we're going to fold it like that. All right, then we're going to stick the horn in. We need to put a little tear tape on that side, so let's grab some tape and put that on. We're going to put this through there, pull it all the way through. See his little horn, and then we'll glue the side. Perfect. Look at how cute. Oh my gosh. Let's see. The horns now, they need to be folded. So they're going to be folded the other direction, right? So these are going to attach to your card. So they're going to go on here. which means then we're going to have some tear tape on the back of those. So let's put our tear tape on here. And some on the other one. And again, we'll just roll back the pieces that overhang a little bit. We need some tear tape on the back of these guys. And a little piece here. So we're going to do this part first. Curl that back so it doesn't overhang. If it overhangs too much, then you're going to have it stick into parts of the card that you don't want. All right. So again, we're inside the card, so that's good. All right, so that's looking good, right? All right, we've got that. Next, we have to work on the horns. Roll that piece in that was overhanging. This one is overhanging as well, so we're going to curl it in a little bit. Got his little horn going. All right, so let's see. I'm going to attach that. I didn't crease my other one hard enough, huh? So we're going to put that on there. Rub it good. I was trying to make sure everything lined up before I pushed too hard on my glue. Let's test it really quick. All the pieces fit in, so that's a plus. So we're going to smooth this one out a little bit more. And wow, you just don't want to cooperate. I'm going to give you a second piece of tear tape on there. I must have gotten too much sticky fingers on it. All right, have extra tape. I'm going to go with that. All right, we're going to use the bone folder. Make sure we're pressing down hard. This one in there. That one in there. All right. Now you want to give it a good close so you can make sure all the pieces are creased well when it closes. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay. There we go. Now, I think this is the super challenging one. They are so worth it though, because once you get the hang of how they go together, it's a lot of fun and they are super cute. All right, again, I almost did it. The sides are the same, but I got to make sure that the inside is facing the correct direction. Okay, so let's double check our card. Red is at the bottom, and okay, there we go. This is the front. We're gonna go with that. See, learn from my mistakes. All right, we're gonna use some dimensionals again because I like it popped up. And we're gonna assemble the front real quick, and then we'll do the inside. And this was just kind of in the center. So, gonna add these right there. Some dimensionals. And have a magical birthday. Make sure we got that crease going. All right, so there's the front of the card. Now the inside, we're gonna fold the unicorn's leg forward, and the wing, this guy gets folded over because he's gonna go here. Now the tricky part is getting the wings at the right angle so it'll close. So we're going to have to get the back of it there. And then when it closes, you want to make sure, you might have to adjust slightly again, that the unicorn is in and the wings are all in. So let's go ahead and put some tear tape on our pieces. So we're going to see, where do they put the tape? There. Straight down on this side. And right there. And right there. So they give you plenty of tear tape. You can use extra. Obviously, I've got plenty left, so I can make my pieces longer. You can put extra on there. Just trying to keep it simple for now. Oh, I gotta put some on his wings. All right, so they show some right here. And the second piece on this little pink wing. All right, so we're going to do the back of the unicorn first. Let's see if we can get that working on. Again, I'm not going to push too hard, so he might pop up, but I want to make sure everything's like functioning before we go ahead and press down too hard, and then the tear tape isn't going to move for us. All right, so going to adjust. That looks pretty good. Now for the wing, I find it, if you put it in a kind of an angle here, is where it'll fold a little better, because it's going to kind of flip-flop, right? The unicorn is in, and then if we look here, that's lined up pretty good. So you want to try to line up the wings at like a diagonal almost when you put them on. And then the best way to know if you've got it right is to kind of test it, make sure everything's on the inside, and then we can kind of close this gently. See how it lines up. Lines up pretty good. It doesn't line up exactly with the imprint, so we can adjust it a little if we want. Right? And then close it like that. Now there's one other little piece that you have to pop off from the horse. So right here, there's this little piece. Forgot to pop that guy out. Okay, now it looks like it's working. We're going to have to burnish it really well because we don't want it, the whole unicorn flying off. So we're going to push that down really good. And again, you can add extra tear tape. But if you look, it's not necessarily straight up and down, right? Because the wings have to move a little. So that is the helpful hint for those guys. I hope you enjoyed the cards. Even the upside down monkey. So be careful, look on the inside before you glue the front panel. That's my helpful hint of the day. And then make sure all your scores are going really well on the monkey that's popping out. All right, so feel free to drop me any comments or questions, and I'm happy to assist. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So just want to say thank you and have a great day. Bye.